been watching X-Files a lot this week because, you know...
The show came
back on, didn't it?
The show
came back, and I'm kind of excited. I haven't watched it yet, though. I'm kind of like... I'm deciding whether I should, like, catch up. Because here's the thing. I loved X-Files when I was a young kid. I like younger.
And returning Sam off.
I gave it to company a lot.
Yeah. I loved the show when I was younger, but then I had to go to college. And so when you go to college, things went out the window, like TV and watching TV and time to watch TV. So one of my great loves kind of went on the sidelines, and that was the X-Files and Gillian Anderson, you sweet, sweet redheaded woman, you. Anyway.
She got hotter with age. It was just
yeah.
I only saw one picture of her from a post on Instagram, and she looked really hot.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah. So I haven't had a chance, and I'm kind of rewatching a lot of the X-Files, kind of catch up, because I never got to finish the series. So I kind of want to watch it, see how it finishes off, and then...
Well, when the 6 episodes... I'm sure they'll come out on Netflix or something like that.
I'm sure.
That'll be fun to binge watch.
Yeah,
right.
and then just Jeff having dreams of trying to finish off on Gillian Anderson.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, whatever floats.
That's why I like
boat.
Haley's red hair. Be like, oh. Call me your Duchovny. Call me your Duchovny.
Warning. The following program contains language not suitable for younger listeners. And spoilers. You have been warned.
Now beamed from the fortified bunker below Culver City, California, this is Well, That Happens Movie Review.
All right.
It's time for the movie review show. Well, That Happens Movie Review. This week's movie was World of Tomorrow, starring, and this is an animated short feature, so the voice talents include Julia Pott as Emily 3, I guess, if you will, Winona May as Emily Prime, and Sarah Cushman, uncredited, as Simon. So, this movie was written and directed by Don Hertzfeldt.
And we have Joe B joining us once again on the Well That Happened podcast, the movie edition.
Sorry, I should have mentioned that.
No, that's quite all right. It's not a problem, but it's Netflix it.
Netflix it. So Netflix comes up with its own tagline, so it is our job here to see how we would, in fact, come up with a tagline for the movie. This week's movie, obviously, is World Tomorrow. So let's see here. Joe B.
Do we get to hear the real Netflix tagline?
Oh, yeah. Let me give the real Netflix tagline.
Good call.
That's
wait
good.
a minute.
That's
I
good.
forgot about this part.
Joe B is a regular
prepared.
watcher. See, this is Joe. Joe watches wellthathappennedpodcast.com.
And listens.
And listens. Be like Joe.
Be like Joe.
I'm a well watcher. Well, that happened.
Nice. Okay.
That works.
If you
What's
want
the Netflix?
All right, Netflix tagline is, cloning may be in our future, but living the best today is still the most important life lesson. That is the Netflix tagline, so now it is our job to come up with our own version. Joe, what is your Netflix tagline for World of Tomorrow?
The World of Tomorrow is an animated short that shows you what the world might have been like had Arnold not won in the 6th day.
That's
Nice.
beautiful.
Nice. All right. Haley, what do you think should be the Netflix tagline for World of Tomorrow?
People die. They're going to die. So fall in love with inanimate objects and draw a triangle.
Nice. All right. Sam, what do you think the Netflix tagline of World of Tomorrow should have been?
Now is the envy of all the dead. Join Emily and Emily Prime, or Emily the Third, in their journey of Depression-era humanity brought forth in the future with the sweetness of a young little girl.
Nice. I'm going to go with, ooh, look at all the bodies burning up. Ooh, triangle. It's so pretty. Triangle.
I love that. She's just like, they're dead. They're dead. They're pretty.
Yep.
I'm going to count them. 1, 2.
That was great.
What would your Netflix tagline be? Let us know at wellthathappennedpodcast.com or in the comments below. We will read them, for goodness sake. He watches you when you're sleeping, you know.
He knows when you're awake.
Yeah.
That's me
Yeah,
you're
Joe
talking
Baker
about.
does do that.
That's right. He is Lucifer.
So, I mean, this movie, I mean, it's cartoony.
It's cartoony.
Yeah,
Well,
cartoony, good.
Let's talk about it in a second, shall we?
Oh, that's right. We will talk about it.
Let's move on quick.
That's right.
Yeah.
It is cartoony. And let me tell you all about it. It starts off in the future, dystopian past, and then like fighting with dinosaurs and eating each other, and that never
You
happened.
can't do
in the
your
movie.
Netflix it one
Wow.
more time.
Yeah, no. Well, let's.
Chris Pratt
This.
leads a pack of raptors
I already saw the
to
good
stop a
dinosaur.
little girl from cloning herself.
And then what happens?
And then he dies because he forgot to take the red pill.
Oh man. Okay, so this movie takes place mostly in the future, but there's a lot of technology being used: cloning, time travel, memory replacement, and checking it and out, and people being uploaded to cubes and all sorts of stuff. I want to ask you guys, what is your favorite future tech that's featured in some kind of film? It can be, whatever you want. It can be like a DeLorean or phasers or whatever it can be. What do you think? I'm going to ask Joe, since you're our guest, what is your favorite future tech?
My favorite future tech would be a Terminator. Not necessarily just Arnold, but the whole, like throughout the whole franchise, the whole universe of the Terminator movies and the TV show set up. Because I think my favorite Terminator would be the T-900, which isn't in any of the movies, but in the TV show, because it's Summer Glau. And that's my favorite tech. Just the idea of having a robot that, different models were better than others at, mimicking human behavior. And I find that fascinating that the technology can do that. And when you follow the Terminator universe, they got the T-900, and they got so good at mimicking us, they began to actually experience emotions, which made it easy for the rebels to get them to side with them instead.
Right.
And so they went, okay, stop that, T-1000. And just so that whole idea, I love following along with that, and just the idea that we could be walking around at any moment, and hey, that guy's a robot. That just would be cool.
It's a good idea. I like that. I love the idea of robots, and although not dying from them, but the whole idea of the robots is cool.
Yeah, I don't
And
want
think
them
it's
He
really-
likes the
after
idea
me.
of robots in disguise.
Yeah. Sam, what is your favorite future tech?
Dude, it's one of the best Steven Spielberg films. Minority Report's concussion shotgun.
Nice.
When he's like twirling around, be like, and just blowing dudes up. I mean, like not blowing them up because they don't explode, but like setting them off because of the concussion wave. I thought that was a really cool idea for the movie, and so I really enjoyed that. I would love to have that. It'd be like someone annoying you, you just twirl it and blast them and just send them off. Oh God! Get away from me, Mom! You're bothering me.
Oh my God!
Wow.
We use that work on customers.
Oh man!
man.
You're the best.
All right. So you go violent with your stuff. That's cool.
Wow.
Oh, you charge for bags here? Yeah. Bam!
Oh man. All right, Haley, what is your favorite future tech?
This was really hard because there's a lot of small things I like from movies, like the makeup box from Fifth Element, or the whole her putting the packet in the chicken or in the microwave and it makes a whole entire chicken. But I'm gonna go with something from Total Recall.
Oh.
Three-breasted prostitute.
No,
Yes.
it's going to be, there's a lady at a desk and she's painting her nails and she just taps the color and then taps her finger and it turns that color. That would make my life 10 times easier.
You are a girl. That's fine.
But that is really cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was the coolest thing ever. Oh, I don't like that color. Dip, dip,
I
dip.
just imagine an emo kid using it and be like, I don't like this shade of black. I need to go dark.
I need Batman.
black. I know it's not there.
Or sometimes a really dark gray.
Nice. That's good. That's good.
But yeah, I mean, everything in Fifth Element I love and can't put it down on one thing. So
Even
I'm
Chris Tucker?
even Chris Tucker. I love him in that.
I love Chris Tucker in that movie. I mean, yes, his character's annoying, but it's supposed to be, and I like it for it.
Okay.
So
So-
I'm to single it down to one thing. I'm gonna go with the nail polish from
Nail.
Total Recall.
And
Okay.
what would your future tech there be?
You know, it was one of those things where this kind of popped in my head early, and it just, as much as I wanted to say, this feels cheap, I can't help, but I still want one in the worst way. I want a bloody lightsaber, man. I want a f***ing lightsaber.
Yep.
Because how cool would it be to finally have it right here in the hand and sound effects by me. Yes, it's probably the most dangerous thing in the world because most people who would get a hold of one of these things would be losing limbs and shit. But it's Star Wars universe, so they can get new Darth Vader limbs
I
back.
can only imagine Jeff here with a lightsaber throwing like a tantrum on the freeway and just like pulling out the lightsaber and just be like, son of a bitch, you can't drive. And you're like, oh man, I ruined my car. Third one this week.
I can't afford this anymore.
Do they
You've
put?
ruined my life. I love you.
They start putting that on insurance.
Right.
Lightsaber
It'd
damage.
be the best
lightsaber
because you
coverage.
never have to worry about going to an ATM. Like you just go approach the ATM from the side, burn off the camera with a lightsaber, and then just cut into it and be like,
yeah.
cold hard
Pretty
cash.
sure that's illegal.
They,
But you have a lightsaber.
You're a
lightsaber.
Sith at that point. You're not.
You
Jedi.
are above the law.
Yeah, but if you keep doing things like that, you're going to get 5 stars in the corner of the screen,
that's
and then SWAT teams are going to come in
And
and
you use the cheat code.
The cheat
the
code.
cheap
The
code,
cheat
I
code.
bought it at the 99-cent store. It's good for one time.
the one where you just drop tanks from the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, life hacks.
Life hacks. Bam. All right, what is your favorite future tech? Let us know in the comments below. Tell us at welthappenedpodcast.com, and let's move on.
All right, welcome back. And now it's time for Jeff to ask us some questions.
It's Red's question time about World of Tomorrow. So see if you can guess it before these guys and lady can guess it. And so the way this is going to work is when you know the answer, yell out your name, and that's how you buzz in. If you are first, you get the answer first. And let's find out who's going to win. Or
Just
shall we?
not into the mic because Haley will cry.
All right, here
I'm
we
glad
go.
you told me that because I was about to go right
Yeah,
into mine.
no,
So we
not
have Joe, Haley, and Sam. Here we go. Question number 1. What generation is Emily calling
Sam.
in the
Haley.
future? Sam.
Third generation.
Third generation is correct. Alrighty. Question 2. What was approximately the letter written by Grandpa from the Cube?
Haley.
Sam again.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh my God. Holy God. Oh God.
Correct.
Was that exact?
Actually, I wrote, oh God, oh God, oh God. So Sam
He
added a
said,
my.
he said holy.
But it's all right. I said
Disqual-
approximately, so I'm
Yeah,
giving
because
that.
that would be hard to get.
Yeah, you
exactly
can't get
right
everything.
after only watching once or twice.
Yeah. So okay. Question number 3. For the less affluent, after they die, what is peeled off and stretched over a
Haley.
robot? Oh my gosh, Sam
Damn,
again.
Sam.
They peel off the skin, put onto animatronic robots.
What part of the skin?
The face.
Okay.
Your face is going to be...
It's the foreskin. What? Oh.
Oh, that's the wrong kind of skin.
All right, Sam 3, and the rest of you zilch.
It has a whole new meaning to Dildern, though.
All right. Wow. All right, question number 4. What procedure is extremely dangerous? Sending clones out
Haley.
into space?
Time travel.
That's correct.
That's why they have the burning ones, right?
That's
Brings the whole thing to Burning Man now.
That's why Earth is 7 billion people. It's not an exponential growth of people having kids. It's the clones coming back.
Every time I see a shooting star now, I'm going to be like, it's a dead guy.
right. All right, question number 5. Where does Emily 3 take Emily Prime?
Haley. To her memories.
Incorrect.
Sam, to the outer net.
That is correct.
Okay.
Oh, that's what they called that.
The
Yeah.
outer net, because
outer
the
net.
internet was for depressing people? No.
No,
The
it-
internet was what we originally started out with, and then the outer net is what it became.
It was like psychological and all that stuff, too.
All right.
Psychically.
The internet's pretty
This
cool.
is gonna be. You have to be quick on this one. What shape
Jackson.
does
Blue.
what? No.
Sam,
You said it.
What shape does Emily?
Sam.
Haley.
Yeah.
triangle.
yeah.
Oh, really? Was you? Could you see it or something?
No,
You
when
knew
he
the
said
question?
what shape,
Shape.
and you went in there with blue, and I was like,
Oh, I didn't hear him say shape
Yeah.
before. I didn't. I just jumped in because he said it'd be quick.
All right. Question number 7. What was the name of the clone that was in an art display?
Sam.
Haley.
Sam.
David.
That is correct.
Good
Killing
job.
us.
Good job.
I'm not
Damn.
gonna let you win, Haley. I'm on my top of my game, Haley.
Are you Kanye
I'm
West?
B.O.B.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you finish, but first.
Yeah, I don't think you
I'm
should
gonna
call
let you
yourself
finish,
B.O.B.
But the Earth is flat, and vaccines cause autism. Duh. 9/11.
All right. Question number 8. What does Emily fall in love with on
Haley.
the moon?
A rock.
That is correct.
Sam Simon. Sam Simon.
Sam Simon says,
Are you serious?
No.
Did he just get the answer to the next question?
Question number 9. Sam is correct with Simon. It was going to be, what was the name of the alien that Emily 3 fell in love
That's
with?
not fair. That's bullshit.
Well, to be fair, there's no way you could possibly win at this point. So
Jackson, Emily Prime.
Did you go through time to figure out these
I
questions?
watched it twice.
Okay.
He did.
All right, question number 10. What did Emily 3 want from Emily Prime? Bonus.
Haley.
Yep.
Memories
All right, bonus. What was the memory?
of the girl walking with her mother.
That is correct. So you get 2. for
What
that.
age did Emily eventually die?
That's not a
I don't-
question.
I don't remember her dying.
I don't know.
Did she
No, she is preparing to die.
Oh, she's
She's
preparing to
lived-
die. That's right.
When she contacts Emily, it's 227 years in the future. And so who knows how old she actually is.
She says it's like 70 or something.
No, David dies at 72.
Yeah.
Okay,
Blank-
then I don't
blank
even
slate
know. I
camera.
watched this movie once.
So okay, well, Sam has won with 7. Haley, you came close with 4. Joe, bro, I'm
All
sorry.
right. Had a good time.
winning.
That's cool.
Go to
You
YouTube,
really
find
did take
out.
over the Todd position and got zilch on this one.
Is that what he does usually?
He usually just sucks.
Todd just wants to
Let's see
lose.
how
but
Todd
I
just
think-
wants to lose. See, Todd doesn't play to actually win, which is the point of the game.
But
He
I
thinks
think that's
it's-
his excuse.
he thinks it's funny for himself to purposefully lose.
Todd, we miss you.
Oh, I didn't
Funny.
purposefully lose. I just
All right, there's
I needed to hear the whole
Lost
question
a
to
lot
hear
for the
that come
gun.
with the answer, and you guys didn't. All right.
Well, they're cutthroats at this game. Cutthroats. All right. Well, there's a tiebreaker question, even though there's no tiebreaker, but we can play anyway.
Okay.
What is causing the shooting stars that light up the night sky?
Jackson, dead bodies.
Haley.
Well, no.
What's causing it is the people are trying to time travel out of there, and they end up in the Earth's orbit.
That's not the dead bodies was causing it.
I,
That's what
I
puts
will
them
give
up
it.
there.
I will give it to Joe.
It's bodies that slowly
'Cause I don't
burn
have
up
one.
as they head towards Earth.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
I will give it to Joe. Sam, you are actually more correct. It was from discount time travel, but
No, that's not what causes the.
Let
that's
the
what caused them
bodies
to be
hit the
out
atmosphere.
there.
Let the
No.
bodies hit the atmosphere.
well, I mean, here's the thing. Yes, you were. That's why I'm giving it to you. I am giving it to you. Don't get all don't get angry.
Hey man, I want one. I want one.
You got one. You get one.
Okay.
That's tiebreaker.
Finish this question or sentence. Joe, are you
Okay.
ready?
No.
Well, that happened podcast dot.
Calm.
There you go. He gets 5 points.
Yeah.
He still doesn't win,
I still tried.
and he beats you then at that point.
I don't care.
So there you go. All
Yeah,
right.
but
so,
you know what? I usually don't get most of these right, even when I'm listening anyway.
Okay.
Do you just yell dead bodies every time you play?
I should. Although when you guys did Terminator Genesis, I got every single one right before
Nice.
anyone answered them. When you
Nice.
guys did that.
I feel like my review was harsh for the show, but here's the thing. Here's the only thing about the movie. Not to go on too much of this. It's like I was sad that they were kind of like rewriting the timeline.
They
a
were
little bit.
George Lucasing
yeah.
Terminator.
you going? I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about.
I thought
No,
you
no,
meant
no,
this
no.
movie.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Genesis?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that they did that.
Did you?
I thought that was a great way of rebooting it without doing what is typically called a reboot.
So how do you feel about them canceling the sequel? Because the movie was so terrible that
It wasn't terrible. It just didn't do well in the box office.
because it was terrible.
Because you thought no, you didn't even think it was terrible at first.
I-
Now
you
you're
know-
saying that just because you want to try and get me mad.
Anyway,
Well, we're talking about World of Tomorrow now, anyway.
yeah. Let's move on with that because let's move on. Well, this is the time of the show where we talk about the movie, talk about our favorite parts of the movie, and our recommendations. So, Sam, what is your favorite part of World of Tomorrow, and how would you recommend it?
I think you guys know what my favorite moment of this film is. It's when she's talking to Emily Prime and telling her that now is the envy of all the dead. Like that speech, that moment was really trying to nail the message to Emily Prime that life is going to end no matter what kind of gimmicks you try, from cloning to whatever. Like it's inevitable because we are flawed as a species. I just felt like the existential kind of like, world they create. I was like, wow, this is really deep. Like, and just watching it the second time, it really hit home. I was just like, man, that is my favorite sequence. And the little girl, because she's a little girl, she has no idea what this person's talking about. She's just like, cool, triangles, circles, dead bodies. But honestly, I really enjoyed that moment in the movie, and I'd recommend this to anybody who really just wants to remember what it is to be human, to always search for the fountain of youth, and how just it's impossible as we know it right now. And just, one day at a time, baby. Live life. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Nice. All right, Haley, what do you think? What was your favorite moment, and who would you recommend this to?
My favorite part is very small, but, well, the movie's short anyway. But when there's the egg, and young Emily is telling her you just take off the lid and it comes out, and then she's freaking out about the monster. And then she says, "That's Simon," and she goes, "Oh, Simon!" It was the cutest thing I've ever seen, and it was just, I don't know, it was adorable. I loved it, and I just loved how oblivious she is to everything that is going on, because she's a child, and it's great.
Surprisingly, she's not, because we talked about David. She was like, "You miss him. You missed him."
She's not, but she's still in this mentality of
A kid.
being a kid. And I think that the whole David thing, though, is because she's gaining more of her memories and kind of becoming a little bit more adult in her mind.
Yeah.
But I would recommend this to pretty much anyone, because it's only 16 minutes long, so there's no reason to not watch it. You can't say, "Oh, I don't have time to watch it." You have 16 minutes out of your life to watch this movie. I mean, it's not a hard thing to do.
Right.
Yeah. So.
All right, Joe, why don't you round it off?
You know what's funny about that? The 16 minutes? Because that's what I would think, too. Hey, who doesn't have 16 minutes? I was interrupted so many times while watching this movie.
That's funny.
And I kept having to back up, go, "Okay, I want to make it so I didn't get lost."
Right.
It was really funny. But my favorite part, because it's only 16 minutes, I like the whole thing as a whole, but I think the idea was my favorite part. The idea of, because a lot of people look at it as depressing, that we become clones and you can download your memory into a thing. But again, I alluded to the Sixth Day because it's an Arnold movie, so of course I'm going to go there. And so that's because that's what they did in that movie. They download the memory basically onto a computer and it gets put into the clone. And a lot of people would think that's sad, and I kind of go, that's cool.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I thought it was neat how the future, because Emily 3, is that what she's called? 200 some years later is what she is?
Something like that.
It didn't take very long.
I forget.
It wasn't thousands or anything. For that technology to progress so far,
Right.
that it didn't even resemble our reality. And I thought that was cool, how the filmmaker could come up with that. Because normally, something only that close into the future still resembles us. We're still at least walking on the same Earth. But it's like they're in cyberspace. Mm-hmm. That's the outer net. They don't even know what outside that window looks like. And I thought that was a neat concept, and I like the way they did that. And to me, I went, okay, that might be better than Oblivion.
The one question I did have was, so you give birth to yourself, or you find a surrogate to give birth to you, but obviously you're still you developing new memories. You update, like, is this like a phone or like a computer program that you update as you get older to implement your memories as you're a parent to your own child?
Well, I think the clones start off as basically blanks, and that you just basically download the memory into the new blank, and then you pass away, and then that clone continues on, and it basically lives.
And then I
That's how
have
I took
another
it.
question. With the progression of the outer net, did they start off with like a dial-up type thing, or did it go into DSL? Or
Did women get the right to vote? We get it, Haley. My God, women's rights. Yada, yada, yada.
Oh, I'm deleting you out of the show.
Nice.
And Jeff, what was your favorite?
Well, I mean, before we go on, Joe, who would you recommend this to? Did you say who?
Oh, I would, kind of like what Haley was saying. There's no one not to recommend this to. But I think if I was going to be specific, because I thought I would like my daughter to see it.
Yeah.
Because it is animated, so kids automatically, I mean, not that obviously animated isn't only for kids, because previous generation stars were wrong about that. They thought cartoons were only for kids. But it will get their attention, and that's a really neat idea to put into a kid's head.
Yeah.
Just,
That's good, yeah.
and it's a good
Yeah.
concept to put in there. Just how the memories of living now is what's important, and no one ever told me that when I was 7. So if my daughter would watch that now, and if it could resonate with her at all, even just a little bit, that'd be a good thing.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I spent 32 minutes because I had to watch the film twice because I had to come up with questions for the show. So, got that in. So the first time I saw it, I actually kind of thought it was like, oh, this is kind of depressing. It's kind of dark. It's maybe it's a little too heavy for Well That Happened, even though we can tackle anything. We can do it.
Right.
Yeah.
But, we want to make it fun a little bit, interesting. So I was like, oh, man, it's a little dark. And then watching it the second time, I didn't see the darkness anymore. I saw a little bit of what you guys were saying about, living life for the day and making this moment here count. And I think my favorite part, it was pretty damn funny. And for me, it was just seeing all the bodies falling out of the sky. But it just occurred to me while you guys were all talking, is that while everyone is trying so hard to continue their lives, if you think about it, that Emily 3 was at the same mental capacity, in a sense, as Emily Prime. Because Emily Prime was this young child. She had all her emotional and mental facilities to her, but she's a young child, right? And Emily 3, she's an adult. She's had much more life experience, sure, but she's saying how she cannot emotionally handle situations. Like the death of her husband, she falls in love with a rock, and then she falls in love with a gas pump, and then falls in love with an alien, and then eventually meets her husband, and then when the husband dies, she emotionally cannot handle it, and that she literally sits and sometimes feels bad, and that she's proud that she can actually kind of feel bad because she knows she's alive. Emily Prime doesn't have these problems, but in a sense, they're kind of in a same...
Oh, mind blown on Jeff.
So, it's like it's almost they're juxtapositioning the older version with the younger version, but they have the same mental capacity, and I think that's very interesting. And that just kind of occurred to me as you guys were talking. So.
No, I mean, honestly, that's the biggest thing I think I took away from it, especially the second time, like you said. It really changes. First time I had the same feeling. Super depressing. I'm not sure what's going on, but the longing that we have as a species, the longing that we have as humans to connect with others. Emily 3, it took her so long to realize that she wanted connection with somebody. Mm-hmm. And in the losing of David, who do you reconnect with?
Right.
So she, not knowing, because she has the mental capacity of a child, she went back and was like, well, I'll just talk to me.
Right.
I'll talk to little me who has maybe the same level of understanding of what it is to be human that I do.
And ultimately, it came down that all she really wanted was a memory of walking with her mother and seeing a rainbow.
Yeah.
Which was
the rainbow.
Which was, in a sense, it's funny because Emily Prime, the little girl, is like going, ooh, a rainbow. But at the same time, you almost feel the heartache. It's like, oh, that's all she wanted was this simple memory of a rainbow. And it's almost heartbreaking in a sense. But at the same time, it's poignant and it's like, ooh, gives me goosebumps. So I would recommend this movie to anyone. I think it works. I think it's a good lesson, to really sometimes step back away from the pettiness that gets involved with our every single day lives that, we think is so important, but really just live life, love the people who are around us, enjoy your friends, enjoy your family, and really,
Don't vote for Trump. That's what we're saying.
You can do that too. I wouldn't vote for Trump.
I wouldn't.
What did you think of World of Tomorrow? Let us know in the comments down below.
It's only 16 minutes, so you
It's
can
16 minutes of
easily
your
go
life.
watch it.
We highly recommend it here. Let us know at wellthathappenedpodcast.com. And what's next week's movie?
Yeah.
Joe, you're probably coming back, right? Cause
Yeah, I'll come back.
We're not sure if Todd's going to be here.
So we're not sure if Todd's gonna be here. So not gonna do Bone Tomahawk because I want Todd to be here for that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna say, Dark Was the Night.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Yeah, it's a horror film.
Yes.
That much I know. I don't know what the kind of budget it had or anything like that, but I know the lead actor. I saw the trailer for it and I recognized him. I'm going, I like that guy, but I can't remember what I've seen him in. If any of you watched Ridley Scott's Robin Hood movie, he played Little John.
Oh, okay.
Nope, did not
Ridley
watch
It was
Scott?
it.
actually a
did
good
a-
movie.
With
Russell
Crowe.
It was a really
I
good
didn't
movie,
watch it.
but the guy played Little John, and he was also the Blob in X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
And
Okay.
the actors,
okay.
and so I was watching this trailer going, I like the trailer a lot. kind of like the guy in the trailers. Oh, I see that movie.
So Dark Was the Night.
Yeah.
That is next week's movie. Make sure you check it out on Netflix. Enjoy the conversation in the comments below. And with that, well,
The World of Tomorrow.
Happened.
Good enough.
Well, it did. The world of tomorrow happened.
Well, that happened.
Oh,
That's the end of the show.
Bye, guys.
bye.